I seen you.
What's going on, my boxing brothers and sisters? Another edition of Major Key. We got a special guest up in this bitch. My man, Nestor Gibbs. What's going on, brother? How you been?
All good, brother. Thank you for having me, man. What it do?
Of course. Anytime, brother. My pleasure. What's going on, Troy? We got, of course, a co-host, Troy Graham, up in the building. How you doing, brother?
Oh, bless, man. I'm happy to be here. You know, we got a big guest tonight, so yeah, I'm definitely happy to be here.
We want to dive in because it ain't like somebody needs to really know who you are. You know what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, we might ask questions about just your history as far as like, you know, what got you in the game first and foremost, and things like that. And we'll get into the nitty gritty, which your name is involved in so much controversy in the last couple years. You know, so we want to hear about all those great nights of you know, late night conversation, the early morning conversations. Dealing with Nestor Gibbs. But first and foremost, for those that have been living under the rock and don't know who you are, brother, you know what I'm saying, explain to them who you are, you know what I'm saying, what motivated you to get into the boxing, you know, the YouTube boxing community in the first place, and what kept motivating you to continue with it to the point where right now you have way more subscribers than the average beat. You know what I'm saying? Like let's hear it.
I mean, what inspired me was just the void in the podcast game. When I started doing this, the word podcast was foreign. Not everybody knew what it was. Not everyone knew how to access it. But, you know, I mean, the times have changed, and you got guys like iHeart and iTunes, huge players in the game now, and making podcasting something that is common. I want to give credit to the COVID-19 has really pushed podcasting to a new level. You know, everyone forced to be home, got creative, and a lot of celebrities created podcasts, bringing awareness to podcasting overall. So, you know, for me, there was a void. You know, I didn't have knowledgeable enough friends or associates that I could talk boxing on a day-to-day level, let alone a weekly level, right? Like fights happen on the weekends, you know, you're frustrated with the outcome. Who do you call? Who do you express yourself with? And the shows that were out there, they weren't.
You're the guy, right? You're the guy that they go to.
Well, now I am, but in the past, the shows that were there, they weren't really catering to the listener or the fight fan that wanted to talk about what he witnessed on television or his frustrations because of the outcome or some scorecards or Adelaide Bird messed it up. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So I've heard that actually I know because I probably subscribed to like 30 different boxing channels after COVID started. Before that, I would probably be like 3 or 4. You know, never really had time to, like, you know, once in a blue, I'd be curious and, you know, hey, let me click on this and see what's going on. But after that, after COVID started, man, that's pretty much when I started getting involved with the boxing scene and people started recognizing my name, you know, and then I came out with my own channel. But yo, tell me about some of your best experiences, man. You've come a long way, man. Like from when you started years ago to where you're at right now. Some of your best experiences, some of your most memorable moments, and then some of the worst experiences.
I'm gonna be a true Wilder fanboy here because my best experience has to be, you know, going to Manchester with Wilder, and I guess my worst experience would have to be that, you know, the fiasco. Let's leave it at that. Categorize it as that. The fiasco that was the video or whatever people want to label it as. But yeah, I mean, look, I have a lot of moments, but you know, that was still very special and memorable. I mean, you know, I get to die knowing exactly what took place in the restaurant with Wilder and Billy Joe. You know, money can't change that because, you know, my passion for the sport exceeds dollars. So that was a great moment. But I mean, fuck, being the guy that Keith decided I'm gonna release the sparring footage of me and Sean to you, that was awesome too. You know, I mean, it's a lot of little moments I never had any viral moments. I wish I would have had one of those moments where you go viral, you get 1 million views or something like that. Nothing like that, but definitely for me, that's why I tell people, man, I chase little goals rather than big goals so that I'm happy every week or every day, because you crush little goals on a consistent basis. So, being the guy that Keith gave that footage to, or being the guy that Danny led in his gym, or Earl led in his gym, those are all goals for me. So those all count too. But if the most memorable we're asking for, it's got to be going over there with Wilder and, just witnessing, I guess, the inception of what is Wilder Fury. I mean, it's become this huge trilogy that's past so many years. So I was there when it started. I was there when it got announced, so that's got to be an official tissue moment. But I mean, look, can never take that moment either. And look, Wilder's involved with it again, so I'm definitely a fanboy, right? They're gonna say that in the comment section. But having that podcast with Eddie, Tyson, Wilder, Finkel, that shit was also super epic too. You know what I mean? So little goals, man. Whatever comes, I accept, and I'm happy with it.
So yeah, man. And before I ask my last question and pass it to Troy, because we're gonna move it around the panel a couple of times to get everybody's questions and kind of change gears. But some of that controversy, though, it may have not gotten you viral, but it sure as hell got a lot of subs for other people that were, piggybacking off of that comment. You know what I'm saying? So pat yourself on the back for that, because a lot of people, regurgitated that, and they were like, oh, damn, Ness said this, and it sparked, interest in those channels. But let me ask you the last question. Because I actually wanted to ask you this. I thought about this before the live. So you said you went with the camp to where? In England? You said England?
Manchester, yes, Manchester. Okay,
you went to Manchester. Okay. So have you traveled more? Because I was going to ask you about that, like the best places you've traveled, and with specifically with this, what you're doing with this, right? With this space. Where's the best place you traveled, and are you looking to travel more abroad? And that's just going to happen.
I would say Mexico. Boxing took me to the WBC convention in 2019. Another thing I don't get a lot of credit for, but I was the first one to talk to Charlo Benavidez Sr. and Benavidez about the Charlo fight back in October 22nd, 2019. I was also the first one to press Mauricio about the franchise title at that convention. That convention definitely is memorable. That was dope. It made me want to go to more. I was scheduled to go to the IBF after that, but then COVID hit. But the convention, it took me, boxing took me to yet another country. Obviously, it was Mexico, and it was real dope. It was dope.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, I appreciate that. I'm going to pass it off to Troy and then to Coach Malachi afterwards. Go ahead, Troy.
All right. That's the Gibbs, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. What it do? What it do?
Frozen?
No, I'm hearing you.
Okay, yeah. I was just gonna say, I was listening to Major Key ask you questions, talking about the best times you had doing podcasting. How you gonna leave me out of that, man? Every time you saw my number pop up on your phone, you were happy.
Memorable. big moments.
Huh?
I thought he was asking for like the big moments,
Yeah. Anything with my name is big, baby. It's big. But now, listen, all that aside, man, from contempt, to here we are now, we contemporary. See how God worked? I can say this about you. As a podcast, I got a lot of respect for you. You're dealing with a lot right now. So, what are your plans in the future there? Because you've always been a cat that has some vision about what you're doing, and you think like for everybody except me. So, what are your plans in the future, man?
Right now, I just opened up a new company. I'm probably only in my second month. I'm going on my about to, start clocking into the 60 days of my second company. And it's a publicity agency. 10 to 12 years in this business, I've been able to meet plenty of content creators, people such as yourself. You guys have your own platform, you have your own audience. So being able to tap into all those podcasters, content creators, writers, journalists, throughout the years, the Rolodex has become extensive, and the ability to move a fighter has become easier. I'm testing my feet in the publicity game, but maybe in the future, the term move a fighter could be, I guess, tested from other aspects of boxing. But right now, definitely happy and focused with this new company. Is really jumping off. I got at least very close to 10 fighters already signed to us, and they're loving it, which is what's important. Maybe 5 out of the 10 have re-signed for their second month and got in a contract, which is important. Because that means that they do appreciate what it is that we're doing for them. If we go above and beyond just scheduling interviews for them, we do full-blown press releases for fight announcements, and we try to get them on different, publications that are a little bit outside of boxing, just so that, they can try and have a wider net when it comes to their social following and growth of it. I think Ryan Garcia has shown us now with his 2 negotiations very open in the public that the numbers a fighter has in terms of social media are not only powerful, but they can justify or justify or change that fighter's purse overall, right? And Ryan was able to show us that. Tank Davis is getting 10% of his following to buy pay-per-view. So, I think that because we have a handle on that, we've been doing it for so many years, it's something that I want to teach up-and-coming fighters that may not know or don't have the access to put themselves out there. Maybe you're not signed to a major, maybe you're not with a Top Rank or a PBC, and you can't just sit around and wait for opportunities to come to you. You got to make those opportunities happen, and the way you do that is by creating a buzz around your name. When the name is buzzing, you start getting offers. I remember we had an interview with Mike Polite Coffee, and Cassius Chaney jumped on. 10 days later, the 2 of them received contracts for that same fight that they were debating about on my show. So everybody's watching. Doesn't matter how big or small the platform is. Words are powerful and they can be heard. So the point is for TBV and the media company is to get the words out of our clients.
All right. Now, we're all at the age now where we know about building, and mending bridges. How would you go if you had a chance to build and, and I guess become tight with Wilder again? What would be the steps you take to do that?
I mean, not just Wilder.
Me and you used to go back and forth about that.
I mean, not just Wilder. I think I would do. I would try to mend any bridge or any relationship that's broken. As you can see, I'm currently now openly, in a good space with my former co-host Joe Habib. I'm in a good space, with many people who we had some sort of difference in the past, but excuse me. But I realized a long time ago that growth is needed, and in order to get growth, you gotta learn how to forgive, right? And you gotta learn how to apologize. I'm not always right, and I make mistakes as well. So in any of those cases where I might have made a mistake, I've definitely reached out. I don't think there's a co-host that I've had that can't tell you like, yeah, that motherfucker done text. He'll tell you just like that. Yeah, he done text me like 6, 7, 12 times since we stopped talking, because I'm not that type of dude. People may think that, but I definitely always reach out. I think I always ruin the scripture from the Bible, but the good Lord says better to fix a quarrel than go to sleep angry, right? Or something like that. I know Troy might know the scripture, but the point is I try to live like that. And whoever I'm having some sort of issues with, time hopefully can mend everything. And whenever I felt enough time has passed, I do send out a message to see can we get on, the same page once again.
All right. Well, something you never thought you'd hear from this man here. I'm proud of you for that. And I accept your long-winded ass apology. Thank you.
For sure, for sure.
So now I'm gonna pass you on to
This dude, Troy, man. Hey, Troy just mad because that scripture you were just quoting, bro. Troy was around when they wrote it. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Anyway, hey, listen, we're
now
gonna pass you up to Coach Malachi, man.
Yeah, we're gonna pass you on to Coach.
Okay.
Ness, what's good, brother?
What's going on, brother? Pleasure to meet you.
Yes, sir. Pleasure to meet you as well. ¿Eres dominicano, no?
Yeah, I'm Dominican.
Yeah, yo soy dominicano también. Yo soy dominicano y negro. Mi mamá es de Santo Domingo.
Okay.
Pero yo nací aquí, de Miami.
All right, all right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But yeah, I just want to tell you, man, you know, I want to start this off by saying I know you went through a lot of unnecessary, you know, stuff with the Chris Colbert interview. I'm not even going to get into that. We know what happened, yada, yada, yada. To me, it was some BS. You know, I defended you on my show. I kind of went off a little bit. You might have offended some people, but I'm like, no, man, I don't even know Ness, but the man ain't do nothing. You know what I mean? So, but I look at you as a pioneer in the game, even for someone like myself. I've been doing this for 6 months. You know what I mean? For 6 months, doing okay. You know what I mean? But, you know, I look at you as a pioneer in the game because I've been watching you for years. You see what I'm saying? I've been watching you for years. So what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind once you decide to just give this whole podcasting thing up?
Oh man, I mean, I you know, I guess like everyone else in every other sport or competitive thing, I just want to be known as one of the best or one of the. I mean, I think my lane is always going to be one of the most hardest working. Like, you know, it's really not a job for me, and it's so cliche. You know, you hear these things growing up talking about, when you find something you love, you really not working, or you never work a day in your life if you love what you do. And man, that's where I'm at, man. I mean, that's where I'm at. So, you know, it doesn't bother me at all. I think the legacy is how far can I take it, right? It started off as a hobby. Like, I literally didn't even know I was making money until I bought my first house. And, you know, when they ask you like, yo, you got any other income and shit? And I'm like, no. And they like, well, you got this deposit every month from Google. You know, Google is what pays YouTubers and shit. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm making $1,500 off that podcast. I remember that. You know, I think I bought my house in 2012, the first house or something like that, or maybe a little bit earlier than that. I'm not sure, but the point is, when the bank is the one that told me, like, well, what's this $1,500 a month that keeps showing up? I'm like, that light bulb went off. Like, wait a minute. You know, I'm just playing. Like, this is just a hobby. I haven't even begun to turn it up. Like, I'm literally still working a 9 to 5 that I was putting in hella hours. I wanted that house bad. I was working 18 hours as a truck driver. So yeah. When I realized that $1,500, I said, man, I could turn this into so much more. You know, I could turn this into so much more. And then I started going hard, and it definitely changed into so much more. You know, as the time went by, I gave myself a 5-year plan. I remember that. I said, in 5 years, I'm gonna be doing this full time. You watch. I would tell anybody that would listen. And shit, I was doing it full time in 3, man. I'm a busy bee, man. I'm a little bee, man. I'm a worker bee, you know, put the blinders on like the horses and just get it in. So, you know.
Yeah, man, the reason why I asked that, man, because I really, really respect what you do. You know, everybody has their own style, their flair. I've been watching you for a long, like when I first started watching, you know, content creation on YouTube, you was like the first guy I watched. You and a couple of other ones I won't mention, but your channel was the first one I watched. And even though I didn't agree with everything you said, I really admire your professionalism to me. So,
you know, I'm not professional.
No. What I mean by that is just how you handle it with the fighters. Just like when you do the interviews and stuff like that. Yeah. You know, you've been in it for a long time. So I always learned that. I'm 47. So anytime you do something consistently, you know, that's going to bring about success. You know what I mean? So I say all that to say this.
10 hour, what is it? 10,000 rule, right? 10,000 hour rule. And so you do something for 10,000 hours, you're supposed to become a pro at it.
Right. And so it leads me to my next question. My next question is this here. How important, especially in today's time, is podcasters are to the career of a boxer? I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. You know, my favorite fighter is Terrence Crawford. But my knock on him is he doesn't talk. He don't really say much. He doesn't have the personality. You know what I mean? In my opinion, like an Adrian Broner or something like that. So in your opinion, from what you know of the years you've been in the game, and you've seen how it started from the beginning, and then the way these YouTube channels popping up, the podcasters, how important is the podcasters are to a boxer's life, in your opinion, from a career standpoint or a publicity standpoint?
I mean, there is a level of importance. I don't know that we could put a percentage on it. I think it's safe to say that as a fighter, your life is probably better off aligning yourself with a few content creators to get your name out there and get your brand and awareness of that brand out there. But I can't really give you a percentage as to how important it is, because I don't think it's just podcasting. Like, you know, it could be a YouTuber. You know, I think those are two different things. Podcasters and YouTubers are two different things, but what they share is that they're both content creators. Again, would Crawford be better off if he probably aligned himself with a couple of channels? Yeah, I believe so, man. I believe that, you know, he is probably a very, you know, special individual that only his intermediate circle get to witness. And if you put more or shed some more light on Crawford behind closed doors, you might get a Crawford that people love in front of open doors, or that at least pay for, right? Because at the end of the day, what we want is conversions. You know, we want you to sell pay-per-view buys. Like Tank doing 200,000 makes sense because his mandatory minimum isn't 5.5 million like Crawford's, and his opponent isn't getting 6.5 million like Crawford's. You don't need $12 million for Tank. You got to pay Tank whatever the superstar wants, and then Barrios is getting what? I mean, he ain't getting $1 million because he wasn't a.
He got 500K. He got 500K. Up front.
There you go. So then you do the math of the 215,000 at 80, divide that by the broadcast. Like, they got some bank to give Tank at least. You know, if they want to be generous, they could do 3, 4, even 5 million for Tank after pay-per-view.
So that leads me to my next question. What is the biggest misconception people have of you? I'm gonna tell you one of the things I've heard.
I think the biggest misconception is that, like, I'm some sort of dickhead. Like, people find it hard to approach me. They think I'm mean, but that's because I'm like this. Like, ever since I started, my motto's always been big, little, small, interview them all. So there ain't no time to socialize. I feel like that's why people have grown more than I have, because when I was hustling, bustling with the camera, they was talking to Eddie. They was talking to Oscar. They was rubbing elbows with Ellerby and the Watson twins. I didn't make friends. I didn't go to you don't see us at the basketball games. But the dudes that went to the games and chilled with Floyd, got a little cooler with Broner, those people, went a little further than me. I'm the dude that ruffles the feather. I'm the one that told Broner, you not on the pound for pound list. And if you fight Mikey, you might get on that list before that fight was a thing. You know what I'm saying? He called me all types of bitches because I said that. But then fast forward, you fight Mikey, you not on the list. He is on the list and you don't even beat him. So like, and they don't like that. They don't want to be wrong, and neither do we, right? But we really don't matter. So when we are right and they are wrong, they get mad at you. And boxers are very sensitive. This game is very sensitive. I didn't know that, but the more I'm in it, the more I realize how sensitive people are. You just have to hope you get lucky enough to be on their side. That's it. Because when the wrath comes, it's going to come.
That was my last question, Major Key, but I want to interject before I do. You hit the nail right on the head. I was so naive when I was watching your channel and I started doing research on wanting to, to get into this YouTube game is boxing content creation. My naive ass, I had no idea that people were so sensitive. Like this is a masculine sport. They're supposed to be Mandingo warriors, manly. And bro, if you criticize the fighter, you get called all kind of names. You might get threatened. I know. I can just imagine how much you've been threatened. I've been threatened 1,000 times, and I only been doing it for 6.5 months. So I can just imagine the threats that you've received. But oh man, yeah, you're right about that.
No, it's a very sensitive sport, man. But it doesn't stop at the fighters. The publicists, the managers. It's a very messy sport too. Like I remember people coming up to me like, "Ooh, I heard you pick so and so. Wait till Danny find out." Or I know you picking Thurman. Wait till Danny find out. Or, "Ooh, you going with Thurman. Wait till Porter find out." And this is like people in the industry, and it's like, damn, you can't make a fucking pick. You can't make a pick at the highest level. You better off not picking because you won't get one of them interviews that you picked against. I'm just letting you know. Or like Fury did to Radio Raheem, right? Like that was like Radio takes everything on the chin. You know what I mean? He look at it like, fuck it, play me out. I'm still getting paid off these numbers. But Fury played him all because he picked Wilder or he did an interview with Wilder. Remember, that was like the first fight. He like, nah, get out my locker room and all this craziness. Like, why are we subject to that because we made a pick? Are you gonna kick Stephen A. Smith out? Is you gonna shit on Skip Bayless or Shannon Sharp for making a pick? No, you not. No, you're not. But they do that to us. And, look, what could we do but keep grinding and hope that our platform gets big enough? Like, my dream, my prayer is to be the Howard Stern of boxing. And then they got to sit down. You have to sit down. And that's what I want, where I'm Charlemagne the God, and you got to sit down. Yeah, you want this publicity, come sit down then. And we got to ask you them questions. See, I love Floyd for sitting down with Brian Kenny. When we gonna get that from some of this generation's fighters? Someone who's giving it to you right then and there, and you giving it back just as good as you getting. We don't get that. These dudes is coddled. They gonna rip the mic off like, yo, what's up with this dude? Like, he ain't supposed to ask me that. And it's like, really?
All right, thanks, Les. Thanks. Go ahead, Major Key.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you touched on a couple of things that I actually wanted to ask about earlier as well, right? And So one of the things when you was building with B, Ringside Reporter, for those of you guys that don't know, go ahead and subscribe to him. You were talking about your competitive nature and how you ruffle feathers in the past, but you finally realize that hey, building relationships is the long-term goal, right? Which is that's the real art of war right there, right? And so I'm glad you said that the other day, and I saluted you while I was in the background in the chat. And the reason why is because when I started this, I was trying to do that. I was telling people, yo, we need to just come with some unity. And I had some people that have been in YouTube for a while saying, yo, we already tried that. You can't do that. You are a young gun in this game. You can't do that. We already tried that. That ain't gonna work. Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? So please, now that you at 120,000 subs and a lot of these cats are stagnant where they're at, right? Please educate them on that.
Well, I mean, look, I didn't get there by really collaborating, but I think that the word stagnated. I think I've experienced that, or I started to experience that. Bro, listen, I was getting 1,000 subs clean a month. Like, you lose some, but you gain. My plus was always 1,000. Like I'm blessed enough to have never been in the red. Like I've never had a month where I just lost. You feel me? If I lose 250, I gained 750. If I lost 500, I got 1,200 subs this month, every 30-day period. So once I seen, oh shit, I ain't getting 1,000 a month. This ain't a guaranteed 12,000 subs per year or more. Like I'm starting to get, because 1 year I had like 32 or 36,000 subs in a year. 1 year 12, 1 year 24. So like I started to see, damn, you ain't getting 1,000 every month. Now you only getting 500, or you only getting 250. I'm starting to reach my ceiling. I need to open it up. Like it's people out there that don't know me. Like you know, Major Key could have a wife. She don't know me, but she watching his show, supporting him. If I'm on here, she could see me. It's my job to interest the listener enough to make them come to my platform. So yeah, I do believe in collaborating. I mean, I've been making it a thing on my own platform. You know, I'm at like 127,350 something a day, and we have been, you know, verbalizing that we want to work with all channels, big, little, small. If you're a content creator, hit me up on NesGTO on Instagram or Twitter, and let's talk about working together, because we need to push each other to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Look, I got this far alone, but this is as far as I've gotten. I feel like I probably could have gotten further had I been doing what I'm doing now.
That's good, man. Yo, that hindsight is 2020, and I'm glad you've been doing. I've been seeing you all over the place, man. I'm glad that you've been doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because like people were saying, you know what I mean? Like right now you're in a leadership position, and so to bring that to the table, you know what I'm saying? And show people, you know what I mean? That's what's up. So the next thing, you touched on dealing with publicists and stuff like that. So tell us about the transition with you being a publicist right now, right? And what you're trying to do for your fighters, and how you're trying to do it better than you know what I'm saying, than the average publicist based on your experience.
Well, I mean, just like the podcast game, man, when I came in, you know, I witnessed the void and I wanted to fill the void and do better than the contemporaries, than whoever's out there now. Again, that probably is what caused me problem, because I always go into it from a competition standpoint, or using the wrong words. Like, I've been interviewed already, and I'm already saying like, yo, the difference between me and them is like, I got a platform. So some people could take that the wrong way, because I'm trying to say maybe I'm bigger or smaller, and that's not it. I'm just saying I'm different, because Kelly Swanson doesn't have a platform. She can't put your picture on her Instagram and get you 1,000 likes, because she ain't got 1,000 followers. She can't tweet about you. She can't jump on her podcast and talk to you or about you to hundreds of thousands of people on a daily, because that's not what she does. She could pick up a phone. She could get you on Ring TV. She could get you an interview with Dan Rayfield, because her connections come from her Rolodex, her years in the business. So she's got a more extensive Rolodex than Nestor Gibbs, but at the same time, I got 12 years doing this. I got hella fucking numbers, man. I got over 500 numbers in my iPhone, but I'm not Kelly. But what separates me is that I do got 130,000 on YouTube and 60 on Instagram and 20 on Twitter, and I'm known throughout the boxing world where she's more in the shadows. Now, it doesn't mean that I can do a better job for your fighter than she can, but it does give you a sense of comfort that I will be able to do something at the end of the day. Like, if I can't use my relationships to get your fight on a different platform, at the end of the day, I got what a traditional publicist doesn't have, which is 3 separate platforms.
And that's a smart point, because at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, one of these things that the current promoters are lacking is getting into the internet, how to maneuver through the different platforms. And so when you already have an established platform and you're able to provide all of that, and then you're networking with other people to make sure that they get shine wherever that, you know, any crevice of the planet, you know what I mean? That's dope. So anyway, I know your time is limited, and also we have a charity interview coming up at 7:30. So Troy, go ahead and ask your final questions, and then Coach Malachi, your final questions, and then also please plug your channel at the end of the day, and then we're gonna move it to Mark Nash. Mark Nash, go ahead and get off a couple questions and plug your channel as well, but after Mr. Malachi.
All right. I don't have anything else, man. Just a simple question of, I know you plan ahead. I know you plan ahead. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I understand you plan ahead. So what are you what does the future look like? Let's say let's say the next 90 days look like for Nestor Gibbs? I have to take this call actually.
I mean,
I have to take
the next 90 is just gonna be man, you look like Mark, don't get mad, but you looking like my man from the NWA movie, bruh. Tell me somebody said that shit before. Nah? Oh, they have. All right. So
yeah, I get a lot of that.
Next 90 days is just gonna be grinding, man. Like that is like when people ask me, yo, what could I do or how you did it? Grinding. So like, you know, I leave tomorrow, right? I leave tomorrow morning to Atlanta, commentating on a TriStar promotion card and Southpaw Promotions card. Friday and Saturday, double day. I'm back in Atlanta on the 31st, doing more commentating for another promotion called BPE. Shout out to Justin Biggs. So just trying to get my feet wet with that. But again, I'm going to do it different. I'm not trying to be Jim Lampley or Bernstein. I'm trying to bring the same podcast flavor to live boxing. The way we do live fight chats, like I'm sure y'all do live fight chats too, where y'all just sit around and y'all watching the fight, y'all calling it, but y'all talking the way y'all talk. That's kind of what I want to do, you know, and work on doing that. So this will be our second time doing live commentary because the things we've done in the past were more like our podcast itself. So yeah, just the next 90 days is going to be trying to, you know, perfect commentating, I guess, because it's something new.
That's what's up, man. All right, we'll move it along to Coach and then Mark.
Sorry about that, Ness. I was talking. I was on mute. It's one thing I got out of this whole interview, just listening to you, right? A lot of guys jumping in the game, they look at your success. They say, man, he has 100,000. This guy has 200,000. This guy has 300,000. Yada 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 yada. Right? I want to be able to do that. If I never met you before, but if it's one thing I got out of you, I learned from you. Got out of you to interrupt, but I learned from you is your work ethic. And I go around the schools in Miami, you know, Liberty City, Overtown, and stuff like that. These different elementary schools and middle schools, and I tell people, I say, man, your work ethic. Don't worry about the money. The money will come if you put the work in.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So if I haven't learned anything from this interview or just watching you, I've learned that this guy has a work ethic. If you put the work in, you will achieve the goals that you're trying to get to. Would you summarize that?
Absolutely, especially in this business. Like even, you know, the people that you may encounter that, you know, you will feel like, man, they're giving me a hard time, or they keep closing these doors, or they don't answer these emails. Like, I ain't gonna front, I'm gonna put her on blast. Julie Goldsticker is, you know, she won't answer email. I tried my entire life to get Andre Ward, Andre Berto, you know, Shakur Steven, like all her fighters. Those are all her fighters. Jamel Herring, you know, I had Andre Ward and Earl and Herring when she had them as Olympians, but like she is difficult to deal with. And that can be, that can break you, man. You know, if you're not mentally strong, you know, you keep getting doors closed, you know, on you, it can definitely make it tough. So I would say on top of just, you know, keep grinding, it's persistence. Don't be soft like we talking about these fighters. Don't be sensitive because they not answering you or they keep, bruh. If I show you my DM for Jerron Ennis, man, you'll be like, what? But you got all them followers. Homeboy ain't answered me in like a year. I'm still on his ass. Merry Christmas. Hey, happy Valentine's, Jerron. Whatever it is, I'm hitting your ass up until you soften up and you be like, you know what, man, fuck it. This dude been hitting me up for 3. Like, look, dudes think it's sweet. People like, oh, look, Ness fucking killing. He got Eddie. Bro, I've been texting Eddie since the last time Eddie was on the show. That's how many years it's been. No answer. He finally was like, okay, 36 fucking months later. So, dog, persistence, man. These dudes, they rich as hell. They don't need you at this point. You know, if you ain't talking about prospects, they don't need you at this point. So, you know, keep your persistence on 100 is all I could say.
All right, thanks for that. Thank you so much, Ness, for the advice.
Yo, did you tell everybody where to find you, bro?
Yeah, find me at all forms of social media at The Boxing Voice on YouTube. Obviously, at The Boxing Voice. That's THABOXINGVOICE. And my personal is at NestGTO if you want to hit me up. Remember, I'm looking for any content creator, no matter how big or small your channel is. I want to collaborate. Hit me up on Instagram for details and let's talk, man. Thank you guys for having me.
Well, hold on.
Let's see what talk about me.
yeah, but you see, he's so used to it, right? He just said, "Yo, let me drop my shit." You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah, I'm gonna reach out to you, Ness. But he was saying,
we still got Mark. We still got Mark with just the last questions. He was the last one in the building.
Yeah, but you wanted me to plug, right?
Yeah. I want you to plug, of course. Yeah, because you were the one. That was your last question.
All right, so yeah, man, you can find me on New Media Today USA Boxing on YouTube. On Instagram, look me up under at Coach Malachi Williams. At Coach Malachi Williams. You spell Malachi like the last book of the Old Testament. So at Coach Malachi Williams on Instagram, but on YouTube, New Media Today USA Boxing. I'm on 3 o'clock, 6 days a week from Sunday through Friday, from 3 to 5:30. We're reporting live out of Miami, Florida, and that's how you get in contact with me.
That's what's up, brother. Appreciate it. Mark Nash, go ahead, get your final thoughts or your couple questions, man. We do have an interview at 7:30.
All right. I'm going to ask Ness a couple questions real quick, rapid fire. I know he's a pro at this, so he might just be naturally long-winded because he's used to doing this mic thing for a long time. Hey, Ness, my name is Mark Nash. I met you at the weigh-in for Davis versus Barrios. I met you at the weigh-in.
Yes.
Pleasure meeting you. You were super approachable, easy to talk to. And thank you for that. Excuse me. Got a couple questions for you. I don't know if you answer these because I was a little late getting in the room. Can you talk to us about Border Wars? Did you speak on that yet?
Nah,
the success of Border Wars. Can you talk to people about what is Border Wars, the success of Border Wars? How did that come to fruition? I know you short on time, but can you kind of?
Nah, man. Thank you for asking about that. You know, it slipped my mind. I actually schedule. I was supposed to go live at 7 for Border Wars every Wednesday at 7 p.m., but I pushed it back a little bit because we're doing this. So Border Wars is another company I started along my journey, and it evolved from the show because we as boxing fans, we talk real reckless and slick. I mean, even when I started, bro, I had the nerve to call fighters bums. Like, you know, if I thought you was a bum, I thought you was a bum. And then I got in that ring and I realized, Lord have mercy, a bum could beat the shit out of me. Like a dude like a Tommy Carpensi would beat the brakes off me. Like somebody that, like Gabe Rosado got 13 losses and someone can make a mistake and call him the wrong B word and he would beat the brakes off out of you. So it's like, you know, you got to learn, man. Them 3 minutes is an eternity. So it started between two co-hosts. So, you know, two co-hosts just couldn't get along. And, you know, shout out to Keith One Time Thurman. He allowed us to go to his gym and let these two dudes get it on. Keith was the judge. The strength and conditioning coach was the trainer for one of the guys. And Dan Birmingham, the head trainer for Keith, was the trainer for one of the other co-hosts. They got it in. Keith stopped it because one co-host was just, you know, too skinny. He just wasn't, you know, able to hang. He stopped it and we uploaded it, and that inspired so many other people to want to do that. Like I got DMs like, yo, I want to do that. So that was the kind of the mission statement in the beginning, you know, get off the couch, lose a little bit of weight, and we're going to fight in front of one of your favorite fighters. So, you know, we did it in Keith's gym. Then we went to Erickson Lubin's gym and Kevin Cunningham. We've been to, you know, Steve Cunningham's gym. We had the green light from Wilder for many, many years, but it's just very difficult. You got to land in Birmingham. If you're going to fly, you got to land in Birmingham. It's a very expensive airport. It never made sense economically. So we never went there, but we did it in LA at Jorge Capotillo's gym, the trainer of Margarito back in the day. And then we just started to transition into an actual venue. You know, we got tired of being in gyms and we wanted to just like have that look and feel of a real fight, of a real event, of at least a real club show, something you would see in Atlanta on a low level or South Carolina on a low level. So we got with a bar in Watertown, Wisconsin, of all places. And yeah, man, they've been paying a site fee, getting us to go out there. They have a really, really vibrant audience that loves boxing. I mean, the barbershop dude came out. Like, everybody came out. People were walking up to us like, thank you for bringing Border Wars here. And they've made it more special than what it was because of the way that they appreciate it. But, I say all that to say that it started, and it would always be, to teach the fight fan that just because we're watching this on television doesn't mean we can do it. Mikey thought he's seen something in Earl too. Like, on the outside is a lot easier than the inside. The anxiety kicks in, the breathing is an issue. So many things come into play, and I really, really, really employ people to do it. I wish there was some way we could mandate at least one fight per fight fan before you become a fight fan, because you'll appreciate it more. Like, I know Tank is like a guy that, man, I'm long-winded. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You told me I
called it. But it's okay though. You are the guest. And go ahead, continue. I'm sure you're saying things people want to hear.
I was just gonna say, man, I know Tank get a hard time because he ain't fighting who we want, but it's like, when you go in there and you're a featherweight and you fighting 140 pounder, I don't care who it is, I respect you. A lot of people try to move up in weight, especially 2 weight classes, and not be able to do it. And granted, Barrios ain't Khan, and he ain't Gennady, and he damn sure ain't Earl, and he might not even be Kovalev. But damn if Tank ain't do the unthinkable. Maybe everybody thought he was going to win, but it's still, you respect the visions, man. And he just keeps showing that he's a special dude, And I'm only bringing Tank up because people like to diminish Barrios. They do like to be like, well, he was supposed to beat him. He ain't really on that level. But again, if you got in the ring and you spar up 2 weight classes, you would appreciate what Tank did, because when you in there with the dude that's 2 weight classes heavier than you, them punches feel different. Feel different, man.
Let me say this before you go. Well, this boxing thing can get real toxic, especially as a content creator, right? I'm sure you've seen it. Your name's been mixed in it. I've been mixed in it. Coach, pretty much everybody here has had their some form of quote unquote YouTube beef, right? So I ask you to say this, like, I don't see you doing a lot of shows where I'm gonna diss this content creator and I'm dissing these guys, right? But we know that brings energy, that brings crowds, that brings numbers, and often brings the desired result. Controversy sells. I remember you have been through several co-hosts. I remember one of my first episodes where I was like, this is entertaining. It was you and Boxing MD. I mean, one of the episodes where he was like, well, show your face. I'm going to be a doctor in a couple. And back then we didn't really see the face. It was just the boxing voice, which is funny now because everybody knows your face now. I remember you with Matt, the producer, Mike on Sports. That's my guy. I want you to tell us real quick the importance of having a good team around you, but also how do you keep how do you find those viral moments without necessarily having beef with other content creators? And what was your first moment where you like, wow, this shit is going crazy. I ain't never got this many views in a day or a week or a month. Do you remember that? Or has it been so long or too many of them? Loaded question, but you can take it.
I mean, in terms of beef, that's just not my thing. Like, I never did a diss video. Like, people do that's a big thing on YouTube. Like, yo, so-and-so goes at, that's not my thing. It's cheap views. Like, you're going to get, I mean, I can't even say that because some people might subscribe for the controversy and then hope that you're doing that type of content again. That's just not my thing. I don't have the energy to like do weekly diss videos to keep those subscribers happy. Like, my thing is boxing. I just want to talk boxing. People want me to talk more about the lower weight classes, but eventually, I guess, as they get a little more popular, we used to talk about Nonito in Darchinian years ago. So yeah, I'm just not into I don't never mention people, man. I don't do that. I feel like I'm on some Hove shit, man. I'm old, man. I'm on some Hove shit. Like Hove don't mention dudes like, you know, all you niggas
Right.
say, I said, Jigga, you only get half a bar. Fuck y'all niggas. Like, I'm not really
Ness,
Hove
viral
dude.
moment though. Give me one of your first viral moments. Cause I know you got to go and we got another interview. Do you remember like, whoa, this went crazy and I knew I won't looking back. I was like, yo, I'm gonna be doing this for a minute.
I mean, not with a co-host. I would say when I interviewed James Kirkland, and he said Ann Wolf gave him 2 black pills before the Carlos Molina fight that caused him to, you know, look and fight the way that he fought in that fight, and he blamed her as to why he lost. That was big, viral moment. ESPN picked it up. Kevin Aioli from Yahoo picked it up. So that episode was pretty dope. I mean, shit. Ann Wolf called us personally for that, wanting to give her part. So yeah, I would say that. You know, there's moments like that where you break some news on the show, or someone's like, again, that moment where I had like 4 guests on the show with Wilder, Fury, Eddie. Like those moments go viral. But in terms of like beefing with somebody, I don't know. Everybody that's someone else's cup of tea, so they would have to pick that moment.
Well, thank you so much for your time. We got to go because we got somebody else ready to interview. But Ness, you was probably one of the first, if not the first one, I seen blowing that good gas on camera talking about boxing, and that's when I was like, I can do this shit too, because I'm about to roll up. No, I'm joking. But I'm serious though. Thank you so much for all you do for the community, and thanks for providing consistency, persistency, and doing this thing. And I appreciate you pulling up over here. Like I said, it was great meeting you in Atlanta. I look forward to seeing you again when you come down to the city. Holler at me, and you know how to reach me. I got your IG as well.
Plug your channel, man. Plug your channel.
Hit me up on IG because I'm gonna be in Atlanta this week, man. So I can at least.
I'll holler at you, man. We'll go grab some lunch or something and chop it up if you got time. But I know you said you don't be chilling, you be moving. So I'll bring my camera. Maybe I can get some of them interviews that you can't get.
Plug your channel, man. We gotta move it, man, because I gotta send the link out.
Absolutely.
You already know, man. So you want him to plug?
Yeah, let him plug, and then of course you plug afterwards. You the last one. You the guest, man. You plug last, man.
Yeah, well, my name is Mark Nash. It's
he's like, you say, yo, what's up, champion? He's like, yo, what's up, man? No, not you. I'm talking about Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, but my name is Mark Nash. That's MarkNash. That's MarkNash. You can find me on all platforms at Mark Nash. Got a dope show. We go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 p.m. It's called Breaking the Beats, where we break down business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, and whatever else I or you feel like squeezing into those letters. We got a dope guest tonight. Aaron Superman Davis will be on the show tonight. So if you have time, pull up tonight, 10 p.m. live. Thank you again for your time. It's your boy Nash, Breaking Beats. Peace.
All right, champ. Now it's your turn.
All right, man. Catch me at NetGTO on Instagram and Twitter, and at The Boxing Voice on all forms of social media right here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. Appreciate you, gentlemen, man. And if either one of you haven't hit me up on IG, hit me up, man. I would love to get y'all on the panel individually and, have you guys come and introduce you to my audience.
That's what's up, man. I got my headphones now, too.
All right.
That's major. I'm gonna hold you to that too, Ness. Appreciate you.
I got him. Hey, yo, man. Peace to y'all, man. Thank you for. Go ahead, man. What you saying?
Coach Malachi, the first one. He got the first invite. He got the mic and the headphones. He ready to go.
Yeah, ready to go. Hey, and I have the roadcaster right here too.
He with the short mic. I'm like, okay, Malachi. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, yo? I appreciate you being here, Ness. Of course, man. Explaining to everybody who you are and things like that, because a lot of times people go to your channel, they just go based on current events, the most recent interviews. They don't know you and your history in depth unless you have a channel like this that's asking you those questions. So appreciate you being here. Appreciate my panelists, Troy Graham, everybody in the chat. Sorry I didn't get to you guys. I was kind of busy in the background, but stay tuned, man.
Appreciate it, fellas. Take it easy. Thank you.
Right. And right before we jump off, I just want to let everybody in the chat know that we have another interview coming up with Ring 10 Boxing. That's the largest charity for boxers in America. They've been helping out boxers for many years, and Gerald McQuillan's sister and caretaker will also be on the show.
That's what's up. I'm about to send you the link, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, send the link.
Please.